and also placed effectively the position of the deputy speakership to the North Central Zone.
The next level is guaranteed for the APC in the Ninth Assembly, inshallah, because there's going to be a strong synergy between the executive and the legislature.
A similar meeting was earlier held with the APC senators-elect. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And on Senate has passed the bill for the repeal and reenactment of the Police Act. The bill seeks, among other issues, to improve cooperation between Nigerian police and communities for effective policing. Senate also adopted some amendments that seeks to provide severe punishment for a police officer found guilty of using excessive force on a person while carrying out his or her duties. While any person found guilty of assault or obstructing the police from carrying out its duties should pay a fine of not less than 500,000 naira or 2 years imprisonment or both. Senate has also passed 7 reintroduced bills, including Petroleum Industry Governance Bill 2019. In the meantime, Senate President Bukola Saraki has drawn the attention of parliaments globally to education as fundamental to achieving sustainable development for peace, security, and good governance. This was at the general debate of the Interparliamentary Union held in Doha, the capital of Qatar. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
Convergence of the legislators from across the globe marks the 140th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union. It was to find ways of ensuring adherence to UNESCO's recommended 15 to 20% budgetary funding for the education sector. Senate President Abubakar Bukola Saraki, represented by Senator Kabiru Ibrahim Gaya, says Nigeria's legislature remains guided by the fact that education is not a luxury.
It's when we have better educated youth that the danger of insecurity will be significantly reduced so that democracy can thrive, paving way for social economic progress.
The theme draws attention to education as one of the cardinal issues to consider for fundamental human right, which is central to the development of citizens.
We are, however, addressing the shortfalls, which combined strategies to enhance peace, security, and the rule of law.
As part of the effort by the Nigeria's legislature to ensuring that education is built on a solid foundation, the Senate made reference at the forum to the Universal Basic Education Commission Amendment Act, which guarantees free and compulsory education for all Nigerians up to secondary level, and Tertiary Education Trust Fund Act 2011 to include colleges of agriculture as beneficiaries of the fund. Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Still on legislative matters, House of Representatives has again stressed the need for the federal government to do all it takes towards ensuring the release of the remaining Chibok girls being held captive by Boko Haram insurgents. The issue taken under matters of urgent public importance also sympathized with the parents of the abductees who have for the past 5 years have been waiting to be reunited with their daughters. A minute silence was observed in honor of those who died in captivity. In the meantime, the lawmakers have urged the federal government to direct the Ministry of Finance to, in accordance with provisions of the 2018 Appropriation Act, release all funds to arms and agencies of government that are on the first-line charge. Those on first-line charge are the National Assembly, the Judiciary, Independent National Electoral Commission, Universal Basic Education, and Niger Delta Development Commission, among others. Moving on, more Nigerians, irrespective of status, now patronize the Abuja-Kaduna rail line on account of safety concerns on the road between the two cities, resulting in the high volume of passengers and ticketing challenges. Mitairen Ipeng gives us a situation report at the Idu train station in Abuja.
The Abuja-Kaduna Railway is one of the visible forms of modern transportation infrastructure in the country today. For first-time passengers at the Idu train station, they get fascinated by its modern terminal.
This place is, it looks like like a average train station abroad. Very fine.
The train service, which operates 4 return trips daily, now appears not to be enough to cater for the huge traffic as seen here at the Idu terminus. Friday, Udo tells me that the swelling patronage might not be unconnected with security concerns.
I am traveling with my family, I have a car, but unfortunately, based on what is happening on the road between Abuja and Kaduna today, certainly I will not risk my life and that of my family. So I had to drop my car, then take a cab that brought us here.
According to some passengers, the rush to use the railway instigated some form of alleged ticket racketeering scheme.
Some persons will come, maybe I buy about 10 tickets. That's what people have been doing in the official rate, and then go and sell in the higher rate to the persons they want to.
Do you know, if you get to Kubwa now, what you're going to be seeing is standing tickets. How are they going to calculate those who are standing, how much they're paying? Even standing tickets, you can see standing ticket for like 3,000 naira. Yes, people pay standing ticket for 3,000 naira because when you get to that place, there's no more seats.
Purchasing a train ticket is now a big deal as passengers stand in long winding queues in desperation for tickets they are not so sure of even getting.
We had to write names, number one. After writing names, you had to wait for the officials to call names one after the other. Then after that, before you purchase your ticket.
My name hasn't been called yet to go and pay for the ticket, even though I wrote my name a really long time ago.
I know they're trying to do this, trying to, curtail the ticket racketeering and all of that, but still, it's not going to help.
The physically challenged are left with no choice but to bear the brunt.
I've been waiting for almost more than 1 hour now, and some people told me that they have been waiting for more than 3 hours, 4 hours, which is not proper, it's not ideal.
If not for the security situation, it doesn't just worth it.
In the frustration, several passengers clamor for automated ticketing procedures.
Imagine a young man like me at my age coming to sit down for 3 hours, doing nothing. To just come get a ticket. And this is 2019, the world has gone way ahead. We can prefer solution to these things. You need to just get an online platform where people can plug in their details, people can buy their tickets, and with that way, you won't even see any queue, and it will be seamless.
They should go online, makes it easier.
Getting the Idu train station management to respond to issues raised was futile, as officials declined comments. Our crew, however, gathered that the watchful eyes of plainclothes security operatives recently deployed to train stations have somehow toned down the scenario of ticket racketeering. Patronage of the Abuja-Kaduna train service is growing, and so also are the challenges. The passengers are calling on the railway authorities to come up with far-reaching solutions that will ameliorate the cumbersome nature of purchasing tickets for the train service so that it will be a pleasurable experience for them. From the Idu train station in Abuja, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
Thank you, Mitaire. And meanwhile, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has assured that provision of more coaches, trucks and locomotives will, in the long term, ameliorate the challenges being faced at the Abuja-Kaduna train route. He was speaking on NTA's flagship program, Good Morning Nigeria. Abdul Salam Jubril reports.
After prolonged neglect of the nation's railway, recent efforts by the government to revive and modernize the transport mode while yielding the desired results is not without challenges. Speaking on Good Morning Nigeria, Minister of Transport Rotimi Amechi expressed optimism that ongoing construction of railway infrastructure
sustainable, because when you do not domesticate a process